Today we are going to see the salient features of the prostate gland. Prostate gland is a gland present only in males. It is situated below the urine bladder. It is roughly around a lemon size and it can enlarge to various proportions, and it is usually age related. Just like a cataract happens in the eye, at the same age a prostate gland enlarges in the males and causes various symptoms. BPH is the benign prostate hyperplasia, the term which we refer to commonly to an enlarged prostate. An enlarged prostate can be a non-cancerous or a cancerous enlargement. The non-cancerous enlargement, or what we commonly see, is referred to as BPH. The symptoms of prostate enlargement are referred by two categories, that is the irritative symptoms and the obstructive symptoms. The irritative symptoms are frequency, urgency and nocturia. By frequency we mean that the patient has to pass urine frequently. Urgency means that patient is unable to hold the urine after getting a sensation of full bladder, and nocturia is the term which describes the passing of urine frequently during the night time, which means that he has to get up at night to pass urine. These are the irritative symptoms. The obstructive symptoms are poor stream, that means the stream of urine is poor, and intermittency, straining to pass urine, and also sometimes a sense of incomplete voiding of urinary bladder, which means that he feels that some more urine is still remaining behind even after passing urine. So these are the symptoms of prostate enlargement. Now I will talk about the treatment for the prostate enlargement or the BPH. Once diagnosed, we have two options for the treatment of BPH. One is the medical management and the other is surgical management. Choosing of medical management and surgical management will depend on the symptoms and the findings on investigations. The symptoms are usually assessed with the IPSS symptom score, which is referred to as the International Prostate Symptom Score. In this, we have three categories, which means that mild, moderate, and severe symptoms. So, we look into the severity of the symptoms and the presence or absence of complications and what the patient feels, how much bothered he is with the symptoms. On the basis of this, roughly we choose a medical management for mild symptoms or sometimes moderate symptoms, and the severity of symptoms helps us to decide whether the surgical management would be required. In medical management, we have management with alpha blockers and alpha dutasteride or finasteride, and we have a surgical management. So once, how do we choose to go for a surgical treatment? Once we put the patients on medical management, those who do not respond to the medical management, which means a failed medical management, or those who have got lot of bothersomeness and are bothered by the prostate symptoms badly, those are the ones who go for the surgical treatment. Talking about surgical treatment, we have two commonest options or which are routinely used for treatment of prostate are the TURP or transurethral resection of prostate, commonly used treatment. It is referred to as the gold standard of treatment, in which we pass a scope into the urine bladder and we do the resection of the prostate. We make small pieces of the prostate and remove it so that the obstructive portion of the prostate gland is removed and the urine passage is cleared. This is the TURP. And the other method is now, which is slowly gaining popularity, is called as the holmium laser enucleation of prostate or HOLEP. Here it is slowly gaining because it is more costlier than the TURP, and it still requires a large training, that is, it has got a steep learning curve. So over a period of time, this procedure will also get established. So these are the common methods for the treatment of prostate. Here I would like to emphasize that once it has been established that the medical management is not working, one should definitely not hesitate to go for the surgical treatment, because if there is a delay, it can cause in urinary retention, and also it can cause changes in the bladder, which are referred to as the back pressure changes, and the structure of the bladder gets changed, and therefore once the patient is pushed to the wall and then decides to go for surgery late, there are irreversible changes which have already occurred in the bladder. Another point here which is important is once there is a prostate enlargement with presence of complications, definitely the surgical option should be considered. The complications would be repeated urinary tract infection, presence of stone in the bladder, raised creatinine, which means that back pressure changes have happened in the upper tracts, namely the ureter and the kidneys. These are the definitive indications for surgical management.
Don't forget to like and share this video. For more such videos, do subscribe to the MFine channel and hit the bell icon to never miss any update.